What is the secret to creating products that your customers can't wait to buy from you this Christmas? That's what we're going to be tackling in today's episode. Welcome. It is episode 207 of the Resilient Retail Game Plan podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Erdley. I'm also the founder of the Resilient Retail Club, which is my membership group and mastermind for product businesses. You can find out more at resilientretailclub.com. And today's episode is the fourth in a series of 6, which is all about getting ready for Christmas. So if you haven't listened to the others, you can find out all about how to plan for Christmas, how to approach it with new energy, how to think about the structure of your products at Christmas. And today's episode, we're carrying on with the product theme, and I'm joined by a very special guest who's coming back to the podcast. Joanne Griffin is the founder of the Creative Flow Collective, and she's also an expert at product development and design. We're going to be discussing how to use customer research and trends to find the perfect products that will help you stand out this Christmas.
Welcome to the Resilient Retail Game Plan, a podcast for anyone wanting to start, grow, or scale a profitable creative product business with me, Catherine Erdley. The Resilient Retail Game Plan is a podcast dedicated to one thing: breaking down the concepts and tools that I've gathered from 20 years in the retail industry and showing you how you can use them in your business. This is the real nuts and bolts of running a successful product business, broken down in an easy, accessible way. This is not a podcast about learning how to make your business look good. It's the tools and techniques that will make you and your business feel good. Confidently plan, launch, and manage your products, and feel in control of your sales numbers and cash flow to help you build a resilient retail business.
Jo, thank you so much for welcome back to the podcast, I should say. Do you want to start off by introducing yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Catherine, for having me back again. So nice to catch up. And yeah, so my name's Joanne Griffin, or Jo, and my business is the Creative Flow Collective. I work one-to-one or in group retail mentoring with creative product-based businesses, just really helping them on their products, pricing, planning. So just really all about growing their sales, helping them with that retail knowledge, and just really working on that support and accountability, because obviously that's really important. So yeah, I just want to create that all-round retail strategy basically for businesses.
Amazing. And you've also got such a great depth of knowledge when it comes to product trends and product creation. Do you want to talk us a little bit through your background as well?
Yeah, of course. So I did a design degree myself. I did surface pattern at Staffordshire University and graduated from that in 2006. And then I went into retail and e-commerce. So my first job was working in bricks and mortar. So going from sort of sales assistant to manager while doing visual merchandising and wholesale and all bricks and mortar retail along the way. Then I went to work at NotOnHighStreet.com. So I spent 7.5 years there. And again, did loads of different things. I joined when it was 18 people and left when it was 200. No one knew NotOnHighStreet.com when I first started working there. And then when I left, people were like, oh my God, you're the girl who works there. So very different. So yeah, I used to do new business, working on the catalog. I did merchandising, analysis, and I would write the sales guide, the trend guides for the 5,000 sellers when I left as well. So
yeah. That kind of brings us straight on to what we're talking about, really, which is about how do you create products that sell at Christmas, which is the whole theme of this episode. So let's start with then things like your customer feedback and your sales data. So how would you suggest starting looking at those to work out what's going to be hit at Christmas?
Yeah, exactly. So I know you're big on your numbers, Catherine, and I am too. I'm very creative, but I just think your data gives your products a much higher chance of succeeding. So we need to use it. So it's just so important to know your numbers. And I just think sometimes, I think some people, I'm the same. When it comes to maths, I'm like, oh, I freeze. I don't know, if maths isn't your thing, sometimes it can feel a bit icky, but knowing your numbers and diving into your data can just give you so much information, and it can really add to your creativity as well when it comes to product development. So I think having that blend of that dreaming, designing stage, adding in the numbers can really be an amazing blend. So whether you're designing or buying, you need to know your numbers for sure.
So, and talk us through a little bit about customer feedback. So would you suggest, so I guess with your numbers, we're talking about looking back at last Christmas, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like analyzing that data, asking yourself, what did you sell out of so that maybe you possibly could have sold more of? What did you have of extra stock or leftover of? What's the difference between your best sellers, in terms of money it brings in and like the units? Because obviously there'll be products of different price ranges in your price architecture as well. And then really thinking like, why are the best sellers? Is it who people are buying them for? Is it the materials? Is it personalized? Is it photography? The recipients?
Price
Looking at
point.
the price point, what categories sell well as well. If you know that your stationery range sells better than your print range, let's look at expanding that, for example. And just looking when products peak, so throughout Christmas and throughout the year as well. So I think asking yourself those set of questions is just really important.
And when you say customer feedback, is it worth paying attention to what people asked for that you didn't have, or could that be a bit of a red herring, do you think?
Yeah, no, I think market research is so important when it comes to your product development as well. So really listening to what your customers say, because, and again, even if it's just your customers, oh, I'm buying your product and I gifted it to them, or I bought your product and I used it in this way, or I bought your product and it made me feel like this. That's why people are buying your product. So you can use that in your marketing as well. But then also you're like, okay, people are really buying this product and they're buying it as a gift for their sister or a gift for their best friend. So do you need to create a range of products that are more gifts for sisters, for example, if that's actually a range that it's like there's someone who's buying it, but the recipient is this. So you now need to know that to then use that in your product development. So then maybe actually you can take one of your other products, but just gear it towards either whether it's the personalization, the photography, the product description, or a slight tweak could then create a new bestseller because you've got products that's selling well in that area already as well. So I think definitely using that. Obviously, your customer could come along and give you an idea that's completely random. So you've got to combine it with what you know about your brands, your sales, and what you know works as well. So
that's such a good point. But do you think that's easier to do maybe when you're at a face-to-face event? Or do you think you could, I suppose you could always put like a little questionnaire or even something on stories, like who you're buying for or that kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. I think events are great for sure, whether that's like a craft fair or even a trade show. Definitely speak to your customers then. That's the prime time to do that. But then engage with your customers in your DMs. If they're going to reply to your stories, engage with them back. Oh, hi, how's your day been? Or what did you buy that for? How did the person like it, or how are you using it? Or like you said, with polls as well on Instagram stories or Facebook as well. Definitely question boxes, quick polls, make it easy for them to reply first of all, and then build it up to more in-depth things as well.
Because it's probably useful to know just even simply, are you buying it for yourself or for somebody else, right?
Yeah, exactly, for sure. I feel like a lot of creative businesses, products are bought as like gifts. Maybe your business is different as well. So it's trying to think about why people are buying it, for example. And then, yeah, if you are more gifts, then do you want to lean more into that? Or how could you bring in more self-purchase as well?
Yeah, for sure. Although I always feel like whenever I'm in Christmas shopping mode, I always feel like you see things and you're like, oh, can I get this for myself? Even though I'm in Christmas shopping mode. It's like a dangerous time of year.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like one for them, one for me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I bought one present. We quite often go to the Spirit of Christmas in the food area. We end up buying loads of all of our like treaty Christmas stuff, like the nice Christmas pudding and things like that. And then I'm always like, how many actual gifts have I got?
Yeah. Oh my God, this food area at Spirit Christmas is so dangerous. The amount of cheese I've eaten in that area before. Yeah, totally agree with you there.
So all of that is super useful knowledge then to just to create that understanding. And as you say, like just to like tweak the wording and everything like that. So one of the other things about Christmas is that it is very noisy. It's a very noisy time of year. Everybody's out there trying to go after that Christmas spend and get the customer's attention. So when you're developing your Christmas products, how do you advise people to figure out and also to showcase what makes them special, what or how to capture their brand USP?
Yeah, exactly. So I think, I know or we say this, like the 80%, 80-20 rule. So looking at what 20% of your product range is making 80% of your sales. So really starting there. But I think as well, the one thing I'll say about Christmas is so many people think, okay, Christmas, going to make some decorations, some baubles,
Yeah.
like really Christmas themed products. But there's so many other products that are going to be selling at Christmas. So really thinking about, right, what is specific for you in your product range that's going to work. So you've got your main presents, you've got your stocking fillers, maybe your Secret Santa, hostess gifts with all that food from Spirit of Christmas, for example, to make up nice hampers as thank yous as well. You've got your things like your advent, your decorations, you've got your cards and wrap as well, tags. Then you've also got preparing the home as well, or food and drink and entertaining, hosting. You've got your party wear, the dresses you're going to be wearing, or the jewelry you'll be wearing, like the jewelry you'll be wearing for your Christmas party and the jewelry you're gifting as well. Accessories, bags, scarves, or even just winter warmers, and hats and things like that. Christmas PJs, all of this. There's so many different types of products. So I really think don't just concentrate on the solely Christmas products or thinking that everything has to have a snowman or a mistletoe on it as well. Really thinking about all the different reasons why people are buying, as well as for self-purchase, as well as for gifting as well. And then I think for me, the biggest thing about standing out is I've done this as like a visual before, but it's 3 kind of circles. So it's like your brand in one of them. So this is all about you, your USPs, like really knowing why you're unique and why you stand out. And then you've got your customer, like an overlapping Venn diagram, basically. And then you've got your customer as well. Who are they? Are they buying for themselves? Are they buying for other people? Who are they buying for? What are they all about? Where are they hanging out? And then you also want to overlap at the bottom as well, being relevant. So you can call this trends, you can call this inspiration, you can call this your design style. So it's getting that balance between all of those 3 areas as well. So you want to make sure that when you are developing products, it still fits within your brand. Your customer's going to want it, but it's relevant. So if you're still doing maybe Keep Calm and Carry On. I mean, sometimes I know on like places like Cheerfully Given, I know that was still quite popular a few years ago, but I know that was a very big trend, say 15 years ago. So it's where are you? Where is your customer as well? And just making sure that being relevant stage is applicable to you as well.
So you talk about your USP or unique selling propositions or unique selling points, however you want to put it. It's not like it's going to be different at Christmas than it is the rest of the year. You should know what makes you sort of unique and different all year round. Do you have any tips if someone's, I don't know, why am I unique?
I feel like everyone says that. They're like, oh, there's nothing special about me. But like, even if it's just down to you as the business, like people could go and buy from 2 different print companies with very similar prints, for example, but maybe the fact that it's like, it's the charity that they donate to, or it's about the fact that this person's all about making that your customer feel good and spreads a positive message in their marketing. It comes down to you as well. But I think in terms of that, it's like questions to ask yourself, like, how do people compliment you? What do people say about you? What do people say about your products? What are you really good at? What's important to you in terms of your values, both personal and business as well? A lot of creative, smaller product-based business owners, like they do this because it fits around their family. Maybe they have family products as well. So could it be the fact that you're having this flexibility to work so you can be with your family? That's something that probably if you're selling products that are family related or children related, your customer will relate to as well. So it's really asking yourself certain questions like that as well. So I know that we always when we used to run in-person workshops together years ago, that Simon Sinek, The Power of Why, or Start With Why talk as well, like going back to that. Rolex don't just sell watches, they sell luxury. Red Bull doesn't sell energy drinks, they sell adrenaline. So it's like bringing through that element. Are you more high quality than your competitors on Etsy, and that's why you charge more? Is it the family run bit? Is it the positive attitude? Is it the sustainability? There's going to be things. You're so close to your business as well. You're so close to it. So you're like, well, of course everyone knows this. They don't. They really don't, which is why taking a step back and getting other people's feedback as well is really important for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think as well, your location can be a huge part of it. More and more businesses that may be talking about prints, like that maybe are prints of a very specific area, or It's featuring a local area, and I was in the Curated Makers store in Battersea Power Station earlier this week, which is a beautiful store, lots of small independent businesses, and they really curated lots of Battersea and sort of South London themed products, and it was really, really nicely put together. And you
Yeah.
can see it's really appealing if you're a customer from Battersea and you walk in and you can have a really lovely mug with Battersea Power Station hand painted on it, this kind of thing. And I think that sometimes your local connections can be a really big source of a USP as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even if there's a lot of visitors that go to London or to wherever you live as well, and maybe they've
Yeah.
had a lovely like weekend away or a day trip. And how many times have we bought that print or that mug or that tea towel is a
Yeah.
really good one for your
Yeah, yeah.
location as well. And so location is whether you live there and you're proud to live there, or you've just visited there and you love that as well. Yeah. And then such a big thing, like utilizing your local community, getting involved. Could you put up information in your local coffee shop? Could you do pop-ups in your local hairdresser, for example, if you know your customer is that kind of customer who's going to this certain hairdresser or beautician, and you can have a little pop-up store there, or posting local Facebook groups. That's all just such great. And again, then you're getting out more, chatting, understanding why people are buying, who are your customer as well. And yeah, getting out to meet that local community and getting feedback on what you could develop as well.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that brings us on then about going back to creating products. You touched a little bit on market research, but if you think about the kind of whole process of market research, we can talk to the customers, but what are some of the other things that you would suggest that you do to basically, we're trying to create things that the customer really needs and likes. And I suppose it comes back to that being relevant piece, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I know a lot of businesses hate the word trends, which is fair enough. But again, you're still being influenced by things. How many, even the Bridgerton audio that you're using on Instagram, for example, that's a trend at the moment because Bridgerton's come back out again, and that will come back in, whether it's like the lilac color or whatever it is, that will still be feeding in. So again, if you don't want to use trends, that's inspiration. That's what's going on culturally as well is super, super important to be aware of.
Bridgerton's also reflecting in that wider trend about romanticizing your life and bows and frills and some of the colors. So it's almost like like people just looking for something a bit, romantic.
Yeah, or just like being swept away into that world of like, I don't know, being swept off your feet, or just that kind of, romanticizing your life for sure. Yeah. And like you said, the kind of styles of like frills or bows, that kind of lovely aesthetic there as well. So yeah, and exactly, you are going to take that in, even if you're like, I don't follow trends, you're going to take that in and be like, this is going on. And like, if you're like super minimalist, don't take that on, for example, or maybe just take on a color. If that suits your brand, again, come back to your brand being relevant and your customer, then bring that into whether that's your visual merchandising, if you're doing a market, for example, or your marketing, maybe your colors and what you do with your marketing, or in your actual product development as well. So think about it in like lots of different ways.
Where would you suggest people do this research then?
So with market research, like I'm obsessed. I think it's amazing. I don't think many people do it, and I think it's so underrated. I always suggest starting off with a survey, just using something like Google Forms, because then you have unlimited people feeding into that. So easy to set up. You can create a list of open-ended questions so you get people to expand more. And then tick box questions, so just they can fill it in easily as well. Maybe it's only 5 to 10 questions that you ask them, and maybe then you give them like a discount code to use on your site, or maybe you say, we'll pick one winner to win a gift voucher, or you don't have to do an incentive, but it just, again, it's the reason why people to feed back to you as well. But then literally, especially with like things like the open-ended questions, you can literally use your customers' words in your marketing. And then as well, you can get direct feedback on what people want. You're not just assuming what people want as well, which is obviously, how often are we spending our time doing this? That people want to hear this, or no, you can literally go and ask them what they want to hear about as well. So you can ask them what other brands they follow that are similar to you, and why, for example. So then you can look at what are they doing, or could I collab with them? whatever brands do they like to follow, or businesses or accounts, because then again, maybe they follow certain interior designers and maybe you could do a collab with them as well. What kind of other products do they buy? Say again, you sell a lot of stationery. What other stationery do they buy? Or if you have more a sustainable product range, for example, what other sustainable brands do you follow and why? And again, like having a look, what are you buying from them specifically as well? Okay, from them, I'm actually buying more like household items, but you're selling more gift items. So again, it's like looking at what kind of product categories you can go there. You can literally do check boxes. Like, I'm thinking of developing these types of products. What are you most interested in? And getting them to tick. You could ask them an open-ended question. If insert brand name were to bring out any new product, what would you love to see? And just get them to add in there as well. Again, take it with a pinch of salt, see what comes up for sure. But like, who else do they buy from? All of these questions you can ask them. And yeah, and also just asking about their buying habits as well. What's the average day look like for you? Where do you hang out online? Yeah, just asking them a mix of questions like about them, about their buying habits, what they would like to see. And also you can ask them like, what words come to mind when you think of my brand? Then you'll tap into your like brand USPs. What comes up to mind when you think about my brand? And then you'll literally know why your customer is buying from you or following you or engaging with you as well. And then you can bring that into your products and your marketing for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I think just use it, please. And then also add a box at the end that says, would you like to follow up on a call? I know a lot of people hate calls, but like having a couple of calls with people and recording it on like Zoom and then translating it. Oh my God, done this a couple of times, and it's just such pure gold that comes out of marketing.
Yeah,
research.
I agree.
Enough.
I recently did it. I spoke to quite a few people one-to-one, and yeah, it's just brilliant for really understanding. I think I always feel like I know my audience, I know my community really well, but just really taking the time to talk to people in depth about what they need support with, it was just brilliant. And I'm sure for product businesses, you'll learn an awful lot about the way that people use your products, the way they think about them, what's important to them when they buy, because that's not always apparent, is it? Like, what is it? We think it's always the price, but it could be that they'll say, actually, do you know what I really care about is if I buy these leggings for my child, are they going to look nice after the fourth wash? Or is that sort of thing that
yeah, exactly,
really useful to pick up on. Okay.
And as well, like it's like literally transcribing their words. And so if you can use their words, like if you've got a customer testimonial that says, even after 10 washes, these leggings still look perfect. That's such a good thing to use in your product description and your marketing. Because again, like then you find out, because again, it's hardly ever about the price. So it's talking about like why people are buying it and how you stand apart as well, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Great tips there. And then so coming on to trends then. So we've touched on market research, but then if we move on to the trends. So we've talked about the importance of the buzz. Where are some of the places that people can look to find out more information?
Yeah, for sure. So there's lots of, if you subscribe to the big trend things, you're going to be spending like thousands of pounds, but there's lots of free information you can get for sure. So trend sites like Pattern Curator, WGSN, Trend Bible, and Pattern Bank are just some that will give away good information there as well. So I would recommend following them on signing up to their newsletters, following their blogs, following their Pinterest, for example. Yeah, that's great source of inspiration that you can get. Pattern Curator do lovely mood boards, for example. Pattern Bank have they talk about, I think they do like catwalk trends as well as like different trending like patterns as well. Then obviously a lot of people as well will be selling on notonhighstreet.com or Etsy. So Etsy do great trend information. Notonhighstreet.com has a whole thing called Spark as well that has loads of trend information there. So if you're a seller on there, then definitely using that. And then just going like comp shopping. So seeing what is in window displays. So things like John Lewis, always don't know if I like to say Anthropologie anymore because I know they're like quite bad at copying small businesses. But again, more window displays or like Liberty, J. Crew, those kind of places, seeing what's in store or what they're putting in their windows is really good as well.
Yeah, I always stress this to my clients when I'm talking to them about how much money big retailers spend sending their buying and design teams around the world to get ideas, because they know that if you just sit in the same room every single day and try and think about new things without seeing new things, it's very hard to do it. So if you're feeling stuck and uninspired, I always think go to where your customers are. Go shopping, go see other brands doing, or even other brands in totally different product areas, but maybe there's some relevance. Yeah. Or also, when I worked at Coast, for example, the buying and design teams would go to all of the races and Henley Regatta and all of these events, because it was an events brand and they needed to know what people are wearing. If you sell festival jewelry or clothing, like, here's your green light to go to the festivals for research. Just get out of your bubble, basically.
No, it's looking outside of your niche for inspiration is like so important as well. So like you said, I know for me, even me, like, I need to get out. I need to be around people. If you just sit in your house all day working, it's just not good. Not good for you mentally. Inspiration. Yeah, you need to get out and speak to people, like, or networking as well. Chatting to people, like, what other people doing, what other people seeing in the industry, or just having that conversation, even if it's just more of, oh my God, yeah, you feel like that too. That's great. It's so important.
So important. And I think that it's easy to feel uninspired and think, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. But if you don't, then just go spend a day, go to galleries, go to museums, go see different visual things and just see what happens. It's when you're just sitting there trying to be creative, it can be really hard sometimes, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. Where I said, it's the data, it's your customer, it's you, and it's that being relevant. Yeah, it's bringing all of that in for sure. That good mix of things, definitely.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Golden nuggets of information as always. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, for sure. So if you search Creative Flow Collective, I'm over there on Instagram and Pinterest are the main places that I hang out, or my website's creativeflowcollective.com as well.
Thank you so much for listening in. Why not head over to Resilient Retail Club and show me where you're listening to the podcast? I absolutely love to see your photos. And why not take a moment to rate and review the podcast? You can rate and review it in Apple Podcasts, and you can, of course, follow it and rate it inside Spotify as well. And if you follow, subscribe, whatever it is on the platform that you're listening to it, you'll be the first to know about every new episode that comes out each week on Thursday morning.